So we're enjoying a beautiful afternoon at the campsite. We've got a glorious spot. We've got a pitch called the island. We've got a stream going all the way round. And we've got the spot to ourselves. Absolutely beautiful. Nice little sun trap, although the sun's going down now. But unfortunately I do know it's going to rain a little bit later. Now, we haven't got an extension or shelter or canopy for all this tent, which is the Outwell Hornet XL, other than the one that it's got over the front anyway. You can get an extension for this tent, but there's no need. We're going to set up a shelter over the front of here, just in case it does rain this evening, and we're going to use this tarp kit from Easy Camp. So let's try and put it together and set up a shelter just to keep the rain off if it does come. So on the tarp you want to locate where this little eyelet is here. It's also where there are two guylines coming from this point. Now you get the pointy end of the pole that comes with the tarp set, and you push the point through the eyelet. You've then got these two lines here. One goes in one direction, one goes in the other direction, and the tarpon pole at the other end pull in the other direction, and then you've got three points pulling on the pole that will keep it upright. It's probably better if I show you rather than talk about it. So as you can see, we've got the basic structure up. So you can see what I was trying to explain here. You've got a guy line going one direction, a guy line going the other direction, and the pole standing upright because that's also being pulled by the tension on the pole at the other end that's also got the guy lines going in those directions. So that is up. Fortunately it wasn't too windy. It can be a bit more tricky when it's windy, but you see I did that all with a little helper, so it's not too difficult to set up. Now obviously a big sheet like this, looking nothing more like a badminton net or something like that, is not very good. On here you have some additional anchor points, and with the set you get some additional guy lines. So you can now attach the guy lines to these anchor points and peg these out, and you'll have a nice tarp shape. So I'll get to that now. So as you can see, we've pretty much got the basic tarp shelter together, and rain's not going to bother us. Now this setup is great if you're just a little bit away from the tent, but we wanted to actually protect the front of the tent, and obviously with this here we're not going to be able to get in and out. Well, there's a couple of ways you can get around that. We could have pitched this so it was pointing that direction, but what we can do with this is we can put a couple of extra poles in that don't come with the kit. Now a couple of extra poles came with the Outwell Hornet XL, so we'll use those, and also use the guy lines to go around the tent. So let's just do that now. A couple of poles, taking the guy over the line over the tent, here. I want to tighten that up yet. But now we've got a shelter, we can come in and out of the tent. We can sit down here. We could also put a windbreak around the side if it was blowing and create a nice little sheltered area. This is a good little area as well for cooking. You don't have to worry about the risks that you have if you cook inside your tent. You can get a stove on out here and sit under the shelter. It's pretty good. The other good thing about using a tarp like this is it's a grey colour, neutral colour. So if you don't have an extension for your tent, or you can't find an extension for your tent, a grey neutral colour like this is really good, because it doesn't really matter what colour your tent is, it's going to go with it, it's going to complement it. So there's a very quick way to create a shelter on the front of your tent if the rain's going to come.